Have you ever heard it said that the team doesn't leave because they have to work hard? They leave because they don't feel seen. Hello, my name is Christian, and I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. And I'm really excited to have you here this beautiful Friday. If you haven't done so, please click the notification bell and also click the link below. And so we know what your comments are and if you liked today's episode. So, as we started out, I see this so often that team doesn't leave because they have to work hard, that they leave because they don't feel seen. So in this culinary world, burnout isn't just about long hours, it's a emotional disconnection. What do I mean by that? And we're gonna go into that a little bit today. Today we're not just talking about being a nice leader, we're talking about empathy and how to become the greatest operational asset you have. In a kitchen, pressure is really high, emotional runs hot, and the turnover is expensive. But if the solution is a more structure, wouldn't it be more empathy? And for me, let's have a real conversation around that, because empathy isn't weakness. It's how you get loyal, creative performance in a space built just on chaos. And in today's moment, in our experience, or maybe in somebody else's, then empathy is completely shifted the dynamics in a kitchen and in their teams. And for me, that's probably the biggest thing around it. So let me break it down in a few simple steps. The first thing I heard is listen without a clipboard. And what do we mean by that? And that's something I have learned the hard way, because I had an agenda for everything. And listening without a clipboard for me means no agenda, just being 100% present, no cell phone, just I'm here to connect with you 100% and I want to hear you. Because when people feel like they're being heard, it's easier for them to feel connected. If people feel heard, they know they're being valued. If people are feeling heard, they feel that they're in the right place to begin with. And for me, out of the 5 things we're going to talk about, that was the first one, because a lot of people saying, okay, go on. And they really never feel that the person they're speaking with is fully present. So I called the first one listening without a clipboard, because there should be no agenda, just a person being present. The second thing is reading the room beyond the recipe. And that was, for me, you know what? You need to pick up on turnout, frustration, and unspoken tension, because we see this quite often in our facilities, that it is such a high industry and high precision job that you need to learn to read the room. And you need to see if somebody's just about being burned out, or if somebody's frustrated, or if somebody's holding back. What I call unspoken tension is, for me, one of the things, because that will blow up. So if you first start out by 100% listening without a clipboard, no agenda, just being present. And then if I read the room, I know exactly, hey, what's going on with you? I can feel frustration, or I feel burnout, or there's some unspoken things that, can you share this with me? Which brings me into point number 3, leading with curiosity, not correction. And what do I mean by that is a simple question. Hey, listen, what's going on? Versus, hey, why did you screw up again today? If you just start honestly, because I think it's being heard differently. If you go in and say to somebody, hey, what's going on with you today? Versus if I would come from a point where saying, hey, you screwed up. Why did you screw up again today? That's not the way we get people to open up. Which is my 4th point, is you need to share your own struggles, because I honestly believe being authentic, it invites trust. And you don't need to air your dirty laundry, but saying, hey, I struggle with this because um, we have not enough people, or the equipment is not the right way, or I feel like we just don't get enough heads notice of what's going on. So, but I honestly believe, as a manager, as somebody running a team, having that sense of authenticity where I can share without any ramification, where I can share with you because I'm frustrated too. And without, again, airing your dirty laundry, is just having somebody hear you. Because when I start out, the way we had it, that, hey, I'm just here to listen. I I want to hear you. And also, I'm picking up on, hey, there's some frustration there, there's some unspoken tension. And tell me what's really going on. And then when they share with you that you could share, hey, I just wish you would step up a little bit more, or could you have this ready at a certain time, and just to kind of go and be authentic and share from a place where they feeling heard. And then my final point is point 5, where we talk about empowering and managing. Because if you honestly give people ownership, not just orders, people will hear you differently. People will react differently. People will answer you differently. People will perform differently. Because if you give them ownership, not just orders, people are more than just the task they're doing. And it makes them feel appreciated. It makes you feel valued. Because at the end of the day, I always say it's work. And nobody should feel like they need to come to work just for XYZ. I want them to come to work because they want to make an impact. They want to serve people like nobody else. They want to do an amazing job. And by following these 5 steps, I think you set yourself up for a great conversation. You set yourself up for somebody to feel heard, and you get a lot more done with the conversation. So let me drive home the 5 points. You need to listen. Just listen. No clipboard, no agenda. Just be present. Then also you need to read the room. Is there a burnout? Is there frustration? Is there unspoken tension? Talk about it. And then also the way you form the question. Honestly, what's going on with you? You have been late the last 3 days, or what's going on with you? You seem to be behind in a lot of function. I'm here. It has nothing to do with work. I'm here to support you. Then share honestly if you have to, without making it fake. And then give people the opportunity that they are owners, or give them ownership, not just orders. And it's as simple as that. Because for me, empathy is honestly the mise en place for leadership. And I talk about this often because for me, it's 4 points, and I apologize that I have so many points here. It's for me. Point 1 is you need to observe, because what's going on, and not what's not being said. Okay. For me, step 2 is really simple. Ask, how can I support you today? 3 is you need to act, small changes that make real impact. And sometimes when you act early, it's easier to do it, to change something than you do it on the end. And small changes that what is a real need, and act on it quickly. Don't let it fester for too long. And then the 4th step for me is simple, is reflection. How did your team teach you, or what did your team teach you this week? And that's for me as simple as that. So, what are some practical strategies you can use this week? So, the first thing I want you to try is implement service check ins, where your team gets 2 minutes of space before a shift. If you call it a pre meal, I don't really care. I call it a huddle, where people get in and where you honestly check in. Hey, what's going on with you? what's going on in your life. The second thing is, I like the whole traffic light thing, the red, yellow, and blue method. Ask your staff to rate their current state before service, then adjust accordingly. Saying, hey, I'm a yellow, and you have a conversation. If you're red, hey, time out, what's going on with you? And then leave a gratitude board in the break room, and where you start each week with a positive call out. And it needs to be positive. It needs to be short. It needs to be real. Don't make it too fancy. And I want to say, hey, XYZ came to work every day. Somebody had the mise en place done all the time. Somebody served the customer really, really well. And that's what we are as an organization. Really simple as that. So with that, I want to wrap up. And today's conversation, I know I can talk about this for days, but if you have, and maybe we call this Christian's Challenge and a call to action for you, pick a person in your team this week and ask them, how are you doing? Really? And then just listen. The second thing is invite, just somebody from your facility, or actually, which make it more, we invite you, the listener, to share below a story how you have led with empathy. TM me or tag me in this story. I wanna feature you as an example in our show. And then I would also like you to promote a leadership resource. What resonated with you? What was something you read about, or what was something you heard about? If it resonates, grab a free copy. Let us know, and we will link it in the show below. And that's my simple question on how to get more out of with your team, because your team doesn't leave because they have to work hard. I honestly believe they leave because they don't feel seen. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. And if you like today's episode, please let me know in the comments below what connected with you. What resonated with you? What was a thing you seen? By the way, all of those things that I talked about, the full transparency, that's the stuff I struggled with. And I learned if I struggled with, there might be a bigger group which struggles with that. That's why I share with you my internal, my 5 section, and the 4 things I do, and the 4 questions I ask myself, what I do with my team every day. Hopefully, this helps you to run a more successful team, and it helps you to knock it out of the park every single day. With that, I want to say thanks for being here today. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show, and hopefully this resonated with you. Let me know in the comments below. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything you want me to talk about? I had 30 plus years now in the industry, and I learned the hard way. I wish there would have been somebody who had a podcast and talked about it. So with that, I want to say thank you, and I see you next Friday. Thanks, everybody.